Hello, Deanna Hill here with Windermere Mill Creek. We are here once again with our featured Artist of the Month, Elizabeth Henderson. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me.
I have to tell you, having Elizabeth, she's been at our town center featuring her paintings several times now, I think about 3 times, and we get so many people, the public coming in during our business hours to take a look at her art. She's got a slew of friends that swing by and take a look at it, and then when we do have a featured evening to meet the artist, Elizabeth Henderson, we always have a great turnout. So it's always a delight to have you. So
thank you.
I appreciate it. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
No, of course
Okay.
not.
Well, first I want to ask, what type of art would you classify yourself as?
You know, I don't want to classify to anything because I evolve and I keep changing and trying different things. But basically, impressionistic type.
Okay.
And I just like to express myself at that particular moment. Very similar to the one that we have here. Some people may think that it's maybe abstract a little bit, which it could be. And when they ask me what style it is, I always say this is Elizabethan style. I made it up.
Good.
So that's basically what I do.
So why did you choose this type of art for yourself?
You know, it's kind of strange. I didn't choose it, it sort of chose me.
Okay.
It's who I am. The way I do it is I turn on the music. I cannot paint anything without music.
Oh, okay.
No, really. And
Yeah.
it depends on whether it's a classical music or country music or any type of different music. That music dictates what I will be painting.
Oh, okay.
So I sort of get in a mood and then I start creating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you like all of a sudden feel inspired, or do you say, okay, I'm going to take some time to paint today, turn on the music and just see what comes out?
If I say I'm gonna take my time and paint, it doesn't happen.
Okay.
No. It's sort of, I have to feel it. So when I have this feeling that this is the time for me to paint, then I turn the music on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it could be a very long time that I am not able to paint. And people say, well, didn't you paint anything? No, I just can't.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it except that it's sort of like writer's block. I can't.
Okay.
But then all of a sudden one day I wake up and no matter what happens around me, I paint.
Okay. Do you choose the music for what you're feeling, or do you let the music choose? You just have does it choose you and then you go off with your painting?
That depends. Sometimes I feel like that particular song would be so nice to hear.
Oh, okay.
There are days when I feel sad and miss my husband, miss my family, and but then there are days when I feel happy and I ask Alexa to play certain type of music. Well, she doesn't listen to me very well, sort of like my children and my dogs.
Yeah.
So sometimes I ask her for something and then she plays something different.
Oh, okay.
So depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband has that problem too. He'll tell Alexa to play something and she plays something different. And
That's right.
yeah, so he gets mad at her for poor little thing. Okay, so how did you get started with your art? And in what age do you feel like it kind of came?
I've always liked to draw, maybe not paint, since the day, I don't know, since I was 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
But what I basically did is I built houses out of everything that I could find. Little sticks. Sometimes it could be, I took a dining room chair from my parents and I cut off the leg.
Oh my goodness.
To make something out of it, and I couldn't understand why they were so upset.
Yeah.
Because I thought that it still has 3 legs left. So I kept doing this, and I never had a doubt I wanted to be an architect and build houses.
Okay.
And that gave me a big pleasure, but I didn't know I can paint. I've never painted in my life. I only started to paint about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
When I retired.
Oh.
And my husband said, you know what, we have empty walls, maybe you could create something.
Oh my.
And I was thinking, what am I supposed to create, you know? But then I saw this little school, it was Art Haven, and I was thinking, what a nice name, maybe I'll go, and I start paint. This lady sold me for $10 little brush, little paints, and she says, I would like you to paint the sky and the sea. And I said, I don't want to paint the sky and the sea. I want to paint the house. And she says, well, do you know how? I said, no. She says, then you're going to paint what I tell you to do. And that's how it started. But very quickly from the sky and from the ocean, I started to progress to something that I would like to do.
Yeah.
So that's when it started.
I was going to say, I don't remember seeing any scenery, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like landscaping. There you go.
No, I have it.
You do have it?
Yes,
I'll
I
have to
do
look
have
for
it.
that then.
Yes, it may not look like a landscaping thing, but it's a landscaping.
Oh, okay.
No, I love landscaping as well.
Oh, okay.
But what I really like is when the painting is telling a story, because I'm also a photographer. I can take pictures, but I cannot compete with the nature.
Right.
So I would like the painting to be stir some emotions in you and tell a story.
Oh, okay.
So if I paint a tree, then that tree has to tell a story too, not just to be a pretty tree in the middle of a field.
Right.
So that's just the way I feel, right?
In an other interview that we did with one of our other agents, artist, she said the same thing. She wants her pictures to kind of tell a story, and I thought that must be something embedded within you as an artist. You know?
Because otherwise, a lot of people can paint a cup or somebody's face, and that's great. That's fantastic. I really admire people who can do that.
Yeah.
But I would like to be able to say, you are sad this day, or you are very happy, something good must have happened to you. This type of a thing. So when I paint, I hope that I stir up some emotions in you when you look at my painting.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you who or what inspires you, but it sounds like your husband kind of got you started in that.
It was absolutely, well, of course, I was always looking at great artists, and I love to go to the museums, and I grew up in Europe, so I've been all over the place, and that really influenced me a lot.
Yeah.
But but my husband was the one that really motivated me to do everything. He was an amazing person, and he knew how to bring out the best in people.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So that's,
Now, did I hear somewhere, and I could be totally wrong, that you had a gallery at one time for your art?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Yes, when we lived in South Carolina, I bought a gallery. We were hosting 50 different, sometimes over 50 different artists.
Wow.
It was doing extremely well, became number one, and literally everybody was buying our paintings, not just mine, but from my gallery. People who played golf bought my golfers. People who wanted to see a little bit of Greenville, South Carolina, I did a lot of that. So when I walked into different offices, lawyers, doctors, hospital, I saw my paintings.
Oh, very nice.
And it made me feel good that I make people feel good.
Right. Speaking of sports, I believe you have a picture of one of the Kraken players down there?
Number 10.
Number 10, all right. So if you were interested in taking a look at that, please come at our town center office. Okay, do you happen to have a favorite painting?
No.
Yeah.
No,
it's hard.
because every day I feel different way. So today this is the painting that I think should be the best, and then the next day I do something even simple. And I'm thinking that simple little painting is really better than that big painting that I spend a lot of time on.
Yeah. So Elizabeth does have all different size paintings down there. So we just have one here on display today, and you can see a lot of color, and that's exactly what you'll find. Our office just looks amazing when you're on display, because it's just really wonderful and colorful, and it just cheers you up just coming into our office. So I also have to tell you, if you kind of keep an eye on our Artists of the Month, we actually had Elizabeth's granddaughter, as one of our artists just a couple of months ago, and she was just a delight to interview and to also have her art on display. So you have a legacy there.
Yes, what we decided to do, since McKenna was 7 or 8 years old, she's 11 right now, that we would like to paint together. And it was grandma, granddaughter duo.
Oh, nice.
And we got permission from City Hall. So sometimes when the weather is nice, we sit usually in front of Proper Joe, that the restaurant where asked us to be there, and we demonstrate different types of paintings. She's usually doing better than me. She sold 19 paintings during her show. I think I need to lower the price to $2. Maybe I'll do better too. She talks to people, and I would like people to know that a lot of people don't even know that they are able to paint, and they don't know what just painting can do to them. Even if they just paint for fun, it keeps you focused. It keeps you. It helps you deal with certain things. So when I had my gallery, I work with children. It was like a painting in therapy for
nice.
them. And I went to senior homes. I went to hospitals, and we painted for people who are very sick. It takes your mind off other things. You can't paint and worry about other things. So we do lessons as well for children, for adults, or whoever wants it. Private lessons, group lessons. I do it in my own office. So it's something that people may consider.
Yeah. Very nice. So if people do come by our town center office and decide they'd like to purchase one of your paintings, can they?
I will say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Of course. They can buy it if they want to, or if they like something similar, or if they have something that they would like me to paint. My cards will be there. They can also go to my website, which is Elizabeth Henderson Art, that's all one word, .com, and pick something, and they say, we would like this painting, and I can say, well, this one's sold, but I can paint something very similar. They can choose the size. I don't like when people tell me exactly what to do and so on, but they can say, well, I would like this painting to be 4 feet by 6 feet. Then that's okay too.
Good. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, once
You're
again
welcome.
for joining us today. And we encourage you to come down to our Mill Creek Town Center office, view Elizabeth's beautiful artwork, and bring your pocketbook. Anyway, just come down and be delighted in her art and enjoy yourself, and we'll even offer you a cup of coffee. So thank you again, Elizabeth. We'll have her website on down below for you to be able to go in and take a look at her art online. So thank you again. Hope to see you guys next month.
Thank you.